Well guys, great to see you back at Somerset Park. How does it feel to be back?
Delighted to be back, Mitch, thank you very much. Yep.
Yeah, it's great to be back.
What are your favourite memories from this place then?
Oh, great memories, 1980s particularly, when we were playing here. It was fantastic those days. Great times under, particularly under Ali, obviously. Everybody remembers the teams. Tom's team, 87-88 team particularly. Yeah.
Great fun. Ali, wasn't it? Even all the boys, it was some group of boys.
Yeah, terrific.
Brilliant.
You mentioned Ali McLeod there. We've heard a number of stories from different folk. Every time we've interviewed, saying he was an absolute mentalist at times. Some of the pre-season drills, taking these up the Carrick Hills and all that. But what was he like as a manager? He must have been some managers to play under. People will say that his man management was brilliant and he wasn't the most tactical, but he got the best of it. He's on the day.
He wasn't dumb tactically either, but in fairness, he was very loyal to his players. He would always back his players, take the pressure off his players. If we were going through a sticky spell, he would never let the players take the brunt of that. He would bear the brunt of it mainly. So he was kind of loyal in that sense, but great to play for. Had a great philosophy in the game. I was a goalkeeper, but Tommy played in a forward role, and he'll tell you that every encouragement they got to be offensive, and to be entertaining.
Well, he was brilliant, and some of the games you were playing, he came in, he would just stick their team on the ball and go, look who they're playing and all that. But he was brilliant. The only thing you ever done, wasn't it? You're in the wall, tell you where you were going, you're at the corners and that, and he's like, but on you go, just play half a cuff, both away you went. Brilliant so much.
And in terms of, like you said, they're playing off the cuff, was that beneficial to you because he kind of simplified the game and just kind of allowed you to go out and express yourselves?
Definitely. Once you're out, you're playing, you can tell you to do this and do that, but once it starts, away you go. You're involved. You don't know what you're doing, and it just caught up in it. Away you go. Yeah. But he was great for that, encouraging you to just keep going, and he was great.
You mentioned the pre-season stories there. Is there any truth in those stories? Have you got any of your own that you're able to share in camera?
No, I can remember at Carrick Hills, Mitch. Obviously, I like to ride my bicycle a bit nowadays, so I took my bike up over the Carrick Hills about 6 weeks ago, and I had this shiver just as I went up there, so I did, because you can see that place we used to go running and stuff. So that was kind of a bit unusual. Nowadays, pre-season's a bit more scientific, I know nowadays, but that was the old school pre-season where we did sort of a bit of hill running. I know some clubs still do the sand dunes. I think that's all the old-fashioned stuff that's still there. Everything's a bit more scientific now, as I say.
See, Carrick Hills, the first night I was here, we came back, after being up there, he poured all the lager into these big jugs and that. And he's like, right, who's all that, a shandy? I was like, oh, I don't drink. I said, he's trying to catch you to see who's the drinker here and that. First night, give me a shandy and that.
Try to work everybody out. I don't think anybody had any right enough.
No, I think he did. No. I think me Henry did a couple, flash his fags down.
You mentioned Henry Templeton there. What was he like to play with?
Character, wee Henry. Character.
Yeah.
Funny guy, man.
It was good to watch. Obviously, I had a good view from where I played, and I could see how it all developed and the likes. But I must have almost like a fan's view sometimes. He was great to watch. I'm sure he was for the guys who watched from the terrace as well.
You mentioned the fans there. I mean, obviously, still to this day, their fans get a great reputation for their away following and their backing, especially from that Somerset Road end. What was it like to play under a packed Somerset Park?
Even back then, at 87, when we won, we were drinking with all the fans and everything. And everybody it was like one big group. We were going all the time. All the fans were all involved all the time. Great, so it was. Full back now, even away from home. Thousands were gone. Brilliant in that.
Yeah, I mean, it was a real togetherness, wasn't it? I mean, I think you get a sense that over the last 2 or 3 years, the club's got a real sense of togetherness again. The fans are backing them. Success helps, obviously, but it was good to play here when there was a full house. In our time, there's bigger clubs in this league now than there were perhaps when we played, but we've got a few cup ties, where the place was full and rocking, and it was good to play in those games, certainly.
You mentioned the togetherness, not only just now, but back when you guys played, and how that really spurred you on to success. What do you make of the changes so far? Obviously, you've got the hub across the road, which I believe you're about to go to. You've got the change to the far side, new pitch. It's all boding well for a good season.
It's looking great, isn't it? It'd be good to see the new stand up. I was in there the last time, with a wee bit of hospitality and that. There was some difference. It'd be good to see all that.
I know it's early season. Obviously, the pitch looks fantastic, but I know we've done a lot of work on it in the pre-season and totally reseeded it. It looks fantastic to play on. The infrastructure round about, and it's really developing too, and behind the scenes in there you can see they've put a lot of work in and changed the
gearing
place.
it up to go up, innit?
Yeah, but it's
That's
moving
what you
forward.
need to do,
Yeah, it's moving forward.
There you go. Aye.
In terms of, obviously you mentioned behind the scenes there, I don't know about you guys, but in my opinion the way that Ayr are trying to do it is the right way, not just putting all the money into the playing budget, but investing off the field as well and making sure the infrastructure's there, not only for now but for the future.
I would agree with you 100% there. You're better instead of just throwing money at players and then collapses, innit?
Yeah,
Then you're back to square one.
Certainly need foundations. If you're going to have a successful team, you got to build it from the bottom up, as they say. It's a bit of a kind of cliche, but certainly behind the scenes they're making a lot of improvements. The impression, as I say, is the place looks like it's moving forward.
And that championship's hard to get out now because I think a lot of teams have done the same thing. They're all want in the Premier League, innit? It's a hard league to get out.
Tough one. Yeah.
In terms of more possession-based question here for you guys, what is the goalkeeper for you, Davey, and the striker position for you, Tommy? Do you feel that's changed? Almost the kind of role as a striker and a goalkeeper, do you think that's changed from when you guys played to modern day?
Aye, there's no contact now. I feel for it, innit? They're doing all the time. Whereas you just get in, played away, that was you, but it's hard to get used to now, pulling or rolling, innit?
Yeah, massive change, I think. Certainly my position. Pardon me. I mean, Charlie and these boys nowadays have got their own dedicated coach and everything. Not just goalkeepers, but the whole squad are probably the GPS work, monitoring. So everything they do, every move, every breath is monitored nowadays. So it's the science that goes into it. Unbelievable. I mean, it was very basic when we played, but nowadays it's very, very advanced. Clearly, and the technicalities are no different. The strikers plays the same as it was. It's goalkeepers' skills are the same as they were. It's just coached differently, I think, now in more detail. Essentially.
We were chatting about how we were speaking to Louis Thau, the ex-referee, a few weeks back, and how he had some rather interesting stories to hear from you, Tommy. Tommy Thau.
Tommy off apparently.
I'm sure we were playing St Mirren, and I remember saying, I'm sure the boys, he'll get a free run today. Louis fair, he's refereeing it. About 15 minutes he sent me off. He sent me off after about 15 minutes, I think.
Yeah.
Against St Mirren, I'm sure it was Louis.
Yeah, he was top. I mean, like any ref, he had his critics. We never got much here because he was local, but Tommy went to Stranraer, and after we left here, and I went to Queen and South, and because of that, we saw Louis. We came across Louis as a referee. He was good on the field and stuff. He was a good ref. I liked listening to him 2 weeks ago. It was a good interview he did. Yeah. Thanks
very much. And also, Tommy, we were speaking off camera. You've got a bit of a reputation as a bit of a singer. What's all that about?
That's well gone. That's well finished. That's a drink singer. That's all. That was when we were celebrating everybody up.
You mentioned earlier on, obviously, you had like to go out and socialise with the fans. Do you think that was important because not only were you the guys obviously playing on the pitch, but the fans were behind you, but you're also almost as one big team off the park and on the park?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Every one of us were out all the time, aye.
Yeah.
Paul Alley used to just stop the bus, to everybody off the bus. He was some character. See, when he walked into these pubs, doesn't matter where you were playing, or in him, see his stories, man, he was legendary. He used to just stare at one of the directors, like, sure, round, just pointing, man, they would go up, have to buy a round for everybody in the pub. Brilliant, man.
He could hold a crowd, good alley and
stuff.
Aye.
Yeah. Tremendous, man. Tremendous.
It's changed days, as I say, in a lot of respects. It's different nowadays. There's more of a, perhaps, arguably there could be more of a barrier between fans and players nowadays. Yeah. Just by its nature. Back then in the 80s and stuff, it was it was all for one and one for all kind of thing. Yeah.
Great, man, way back.
Good days. Yeah.
Brilliant.
Just to finish off, James, do you have a particular favourite game from your time at Somerset Park? Obviously here at Somerset, preferably.
Oh, wow. As I mentioned, I think we were playing in the sort of second, third tier more so. There was a lot of big games sometimes, but cup ties. So I didn't play in the famous Dunfermline one. Tommy played in that one, but we had Motherwell here, I think, with St Mirren. Maybe that was the same game Tommy's talking about. St Mirren cup ties, and we actually took them to replays both times, and I think there would be pretty much a packed house on those days. Usually a kind of cold January. Typical Scottish Cup, third round, fourth round tie. So these were good games. Probably highlights of of the games that I played in terms of the scale of the matches, certainly. Yeah.
Great. I done Fairmont away, that was a great day, the draw, scoring that, the crowd.
You scored that? You scored?
Ah,
You
yes,
scored,
yeah. The amount of fans that were there for you that day and that, you know, that was a wee buzz that day.
Sign of a striker, isn't it? Remembering the games that you scored.
Oh, aye, definitely.
Absolutely.
Not be many, another.
Brilliant, gents. Thanks very much. Cheers.
Great.
Pleasure.
Great.
Pleasure.
Cheers.
Pleasure.
Thanks very much.